You are significant. You have seeds of greatness inside of you. You are not on accident. You are on purpose. You are here for a very divine, special purpose. And we are going to talk in this podcast about evidence that you are significant. The air is getting crisp and cool outside, and the days are getting shorter. It's getting dark earlier, and I had a nice hot cup of cocoa today. I am loving the fall weather. Do you love fall? What is your favorite season? Would love to hear from you. Please hit the subscribe button or the follow button on your platform that you're listening to this podcast. If this has been a blessing to you, please like and share it out. So, today we'll be talking about how you must be authentic no matter what. Be authentic. Be authentic no matter what. Be you no matter what. How are you going to be significant if you aren't being you? It kind of seems like a no-brainer, right? And you may hear my throat crackle because my son was sick all last week with a cough. My husband has had a fever since last night. And I can tell that that same little germ is trying to take hold of me, and I'm fighting it tooth and nail. And feeling pretty good, but you may hear my throat inflect a little differently tonight, and that's why. So thank you so much for tuning in. But this is so important. You have to be you in order for you to be significant, right? So, number one is let go of perfectionism. How are you going to be authentic? Let go of perfectionism. So many times, the reason we're not being authentic is we think we need to be a certain way. And so, a lot of times, we're trying to act like someone else that we admire. Maybe we admire their hair, or we admire their car, or their job, or how their kids act, or the kind of house they live in, or how many friends we think they have. But ultimately, you are perfectly designed to be you and for the purpose that God has for your life. You do not need to act like someone else. And I want to move on to number two because I think this is what I'm most passionate about on this subject of you being you no matter what. And that's stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. Stop trying to people please everyone else because that's just going to be impossible. Um, no matter what you do, let's say your hair is blonde. Well, somebody else is going to wish your hair was brunette. Let's say you dye it brunette. Somebody else is going to wish you were a redhead. It's a matter of opinion. So many things are a matter of opinion, a matter of preference. They are not a matter of right or wrong. And so it's super, super important that you be you. No matter what, be yourself. If you're blonde, be blonde and be proud of it. If you like rainbow colored clothes, wear that. If you like to wear black, wear black. If you like purple or hot pink, wear purple, wear hot pink. Like, be yourself and love yourself as who you are, and stop wishing that you were like someone else, that you could just be different, that if only you could be different or be like her in some way, this other person that you might even be idolizing, that somehow your life is going to be perfect. That is a myth. And so, the real first key to beginning to live into your significance and moving towards your significance is to love yourself. Love yourself. As you love yourself, other people can love you. Have you ever met someone that you could just tell they did not love themselves? And if you tried to give them a compliment, they were just like, well, and they would make some reason up that, like, that actually wasn't a good thing. That actually wasn't who they are. That actually wasn't real. But thank you anyway. Thank you for saying something nice. And they would almost like depersonalize the compliment. Or have you ever tried to give someone a gift and they didn't want the gift? They were almost mad that you gave them a gift. This is too much. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have given me this. You shouldn't have given me, oh, another gift. Like, that is a sign that person has a low self-worth. They don't truly love themselves. They don't think they're worth anything. They don't want to be complimented. They don't want to be gifted anything. It is not a sign of humility. It is not a sign of anything good. It's actually a sign that their self-esteem has room to grow. Now, that's not a reason to hate them. It's a reason to love and be compassionate. And if this is you, love yourself and just decide to start, when someone compliments you, say, thank you. Accept the compliment. Thank you. When someone gives you a gift, oh, thank you so much for this gift. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. Even if you get a card in the mail, do you know how much trouble it is to get a card in the mail to someone? You have to go buy the card. You have to pay for the card. You have to get the card home. You have to remember where you put the card. Fill the card out. Put it in the envelope, put a stamp on it, find their address, go buy the stamp, get it to the post office or to the mailbox. Like, if someone sends you a card, they have taken many steps to say, I love you. You matter. You are significant. And so, definitely, when you get a card from someone, take time to say, thank you so much. I got your card. Or if you get a package in the mail, thank you so much for that package. It really meant the world to me. So, as you are worrying about what other people think or what other people say, they might even say that you are fake. And this could be a big O trigger, right? Like, they might say you're insincere, that you don't really mean it, that you're just saying that you're being fake, that you're just putting on a picture, putting on airs. And I think it's so important. Number one, that isn't the case. So, because you are sincere, that this is truly who you are, you're being real, you're being authentic, you are being you, then automatically you can just think, well, if I'm not good enough for your standard, that is on you. That is not on me. That is on you. And let them own their own viewpoint, but you don't take it on as truth. One of my friends, one of my counselors, one time said, it's kind of like, those beautiful decorations, like a flower that's on a little round pedestal and it has a glass globe over it and it's protecting that flower. You can pretend like you have a glass globe over you, but this kind of glass is thick. This is like windshield proof, kind of windshield thick kind of glass that can take an arrow being shot at it and it's just going to deflect off. And that way, when things happen, things are being said, you can say, that's not truth. So if it's not truth, it just deflects off your windshield thick glass. If it is truth, you let it come in. You're like, okay, do I need to apologize for something? Do I need to change something? Do I need to own something and make some changes based on what they said? But if it is not true, then you just let it deflect right off. And so I think one of the things that reflects when someone says you're being fake is that they don't see the blood, sweat, and tears. They don't see the sacrifice that you have made for them, or to be who you are, or to do the good things that you're doing. I've even heard people say they don't like to follow Facebook because they don't like to see all the good things happening on Facebook, and that it's just fake because you don't see all the bad stuff happening. And it's like, well, I disagree. I disagree 110% because you don't want to see would not be appropriate to watch someone having a fight with their husband on Facebook, but it's fake if they put their child's birthday party. No, it's appropriate to put your child's birthday party and wish them a happy birthday and put a picture of them with their cake and their presents and where they went or what you did to celebrate, because that has value. That gives other people with a 10-year-old daughter, ideas on what they could do to have a birthday, how they could celebrate. It also gives people a chance to celebrate with you and with her. Whereas there's other things that need to be kept private. Do we know that you have a fight with your husband? Sure, you're human. Everybody has fights, everybody has arguments, everybody has moments when they disagree and they need to talk things out. Um, we know there's negative. We know people get sick. We know that people have a hard time paying bills sometimes because no matter what level of money you have, yes, money in some ways is never ending, but also money does have some finiteness to it. Like if you get paid even $3,000 every 2 weeks, then that's your budget. Can you go make more money in that 2 weeks? Sure. But there's a boundary there. And so even whether you're making 300 or 3,000 or 30,000, then it doesn't matter. Everybody has this point where it's like, okay, can I pay you next week? Or I'm going to need to put this item off and buy it with my next paycheck. And so, in that sense, we're all very much alike. We all have similar struggles, similar issues, similar frustrations, and we all end up feeling like sometimes, well, I'm not enough. Or am I enough? Questioning that, just asking the question, am I enough? Well, how am I enough? How is this going to work out? And so I think that when we stop worrying about what everyone else is thinking and we realize that everyone has problems just like us, nobody is trying to, I know you're not trying to be fake. You being you is perfectly authentic. You trying to be someone else is when you get into being fake. That's when you actually get into being fake. And so don't listen to other people when they try to tell you that you're being fake or you're not genuine or you have personality issues. Or now I know that nobody's perfect, and we all have flaws. We all have character flaws, but most of us are working really hard on those. And as long as you're willing to say, I'm sorry, I messed up, it isn't on you if they won't accept your apology. It isn't on you if they do not accept your apology. That is on them. And so, again, friend, want to just applaud you on this podcast for all the good work that you're doing to be genuine, to be authentic no matter what, to be you no matter what, because how are you going to be significant if you're not even being you first. And so it takes courage. It takes courage to be you. It takes courage to be authentic. It takes courage to step out and let other people in and have friends and spend time with them and let them see the real you. And sometimes, because of what they are going through, they're going to reject you. They're going to reject you. They may even say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And then they may accuse you of some things that just, it has more to do, and it really everything to do with where they are in their journey. Maybe they are not in recovery. Maybe they've relapsed into their addiction, and you are in your recovery. You're working your steps, you're going to your meetings, you're journaling, you're calling your sponsor, you're saying, God, please forgive me when you've messed up and fallen down into your old patterns, old behaviors, and you're getting back on track and you're saying, I'm going to my next meeting, I'm calling my sponsor, I'm writing in my journal, I'm admitting I did wrong, I'm not going to go into denial and stay there. I'm coming out of denial right now. I'm going to do what's right. And that friend or family member sees you doing that and they're not ready. They want to stay in their addiction. Whatever that addiction is, they want to keep on in the behavior that is self-sabotaging. And your behavior is pointing a light. Your light in their life is exposing their darkness, and they don't want to be exposed like that, so they call you fake. They start sabotaging the friendship, sabotaging the relationship in order to try to make you run. They don't want to change. They don't want to heal, and you're on a healing journey. And that takes me to my third thing. And that is, you have to have your identity solid. What is your identity based on? I think this is a really important question. What is your identity based on? If your identity is based on your higher power, for me, that's Jesus Christ. For me, that's God. For me, that's scripture. And for me, I reconfirm my identity every day by reading my Bible reading, by stopping and praying, taking some time to pray, by writing in my journal, by calling my accountability partner or texting my accountability partners, going to my meetings each week and being real and talking about what my challenges are, what my victories are, and what my struggles are. Admitting I have victories. I'm in recovery for emotional eating, workaholic tendencies, church hurt, and codependency. And I know God is going to show me my next area to work on before my next study. And I'm so excited and so thankful for all the healing that God has done in my life. And when I get a chance to speak in my 12-step classes, and we always say our tag, that's called your tag when you talk about what you're in recovery for. But then you also can share, what are you struggling with that week? And it is so beautiful to have safe people that you can take off the mask, be real, celebrate the victories, and be real about what your struggles are that week, what you're hurting in, where are you falling down, what is the devil tempting you with. Maybe you haven't given in all the way. Maybe it's just simply a struggle that week. I know for me, food, because I can't just completely cut food off, food is a struggle. Now, I have better days and better weeks than others at times. And I'm so excited to move and get in our home and have a little bit more consistency where I can actually cook my food more often and have ingredients right there. It is harder when you're eating out a lot. What is your struggle? I think that in order to be authentically you, you have to stop and ask yourself this question. You have to be willing to say, what am I struggling with today? What is bothering me? What's hard? And when you can do that, then you can start to heal. It's not to sit and wallow and have a pity party, even though what I learned from my friend Mary, my 180 coach, there is a time for that as well, to just sit in it and feel the feels, to be sad, to be angry, to be authentically feeling your feelings and not just change it and dismiss it and say, no, I'm fine. I'm happy. I feel good. No, it's so important to be like, you know what? I'm sad. This is really bothering me. And to take time for yourself, give yourself permission to feel those feelings. But then with this third point, it's so important for you to know your identity. What is your identity based on? Because then when you face yourself trying to people please or yourself trying to dismiss your emotions and say, oh no, I'm not sad. I'm fine. I'm fine. A lot of us work and we have kids and we have things to get to, sporting events, meetings, church. And it's so fast paced, our life, that often it is tough to find time to just sit and be who you are, to just sit in your identity, sit in your emotions, sit in where you really are thinking and what your thoughts and feelings are, and just allow those to be. But I think that it's so healing to do that and necessary for you to get back into your creative person. In order to get back into your creative juices, it's important for you to make space, whether that's going to be on Saturday morning before everybody else wakes up or on Sunday morning before everybody else wakes up. Maybe you go for a walk at a certain time in the day or the night. And in that space, if you need to cry, you cry. If you need to laugh, you laugh. If you need to be angry, you feel anger. And you just feel that and let it be. And you process and you allow God to allow you to release it. Process it through so that you can truly release it, and not in an unhealthy way, but in a healthy way by feeling it. And then get in your journal and journal out what came to mind. Take notes and journal it out. And then that allows you to release it. You can call your sponsor and say, I need to confess this to you. This is my steps, this, who did it, what they did, how it made me feel at the time, what was the damage, and what is my part. Will you please pray with me? I want to give this to God. I want to give it to God fully. And so I am so proud of you for being authentic and for being you and for tuning into this podcast to learn more about the steps of what does it mean to be you and to be authentic. What are 3 things to focus on to be you? And that's let go of perfectionism. It's not about being perfect. It's about being you. That means the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs, the messy hair days, the no makeup days, the sick days. It also means stop worrying about what everyone else thinks and have your identity solid. Know what your identity is based on. If this podcast has helped you, friend, please remember to subscribe, to like, to follow, to share. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to You Are Significant. Please leave us a review. Please leave comments, give us a like, and share this out. We appreciate you here on You Are Significant, and I cannot wait till next time to spend time with you.